Oh, shoot. All right. I think I figured it out. Yep. Oh, wow. I apologize, folks. Did you guys get the sound? Um, so let me know. Were you hearing the sound when I was before this? Oh, hang on. I got to close this window. Wow. All right. Um, I'm, you know, sometimes you just talk to yourself. Uh, so somebody chime in and tell me if, okay. So you guys got no sound and no pictures. I've been talking to myself for the last 20 minutes. Oh my goodness, folks. I apologize. Um, wow. So, yep, okay. Holy smokes. All right. Look at this. Folks, I apologize. I had a minor glitch on my part. Wow. So, I all right. So, welcome to the show. If you know you're since I'm just joining you, uh, wow. All right, so this is Gold Wingnut Live. I'm Don. Our sponsor for this today's show is Kitchen Wise, Closet Wise. Let's jump right into all the questions that have been coming through here. I apologize. Um, wow. I, yeah. You know what? I saw it on the screen and it didn't even click in the brain. All right, so very first question that was from MPython 357 wanted to know about some two courses that were in the works, the Palms and the Lakes. Said that Hacienda was Hacienda Hills has two nines, the same names. Sounds like confusion. So I'll say what I said again, but now I can paraphrase it, I think. So the Lakes golf course is right there with Timberland, and those are on the west side of McNeil Drive between Central Parkway and 466A. Or 466A, no, Central Parkway and Marsh Bend Trail. Holy mackerel. Minor glitch, senior. It was a senior moment, okay? All right, it was a senior moment. All right, so that's where the Lakes and Timberlands are. These are two courses. I shot some footage of them this week. They're already laying sod on them. That's not to be confused with Beautyberry and Honeysuckle, which are on the other side of Bush Boulevard, and they're also between what you call it, 460. No, there you go again. Central Parkway and Marsh Bend Trail. Oh my gosh, guys. I apologize. Let me, I think I can, yeah, that map doesn't really show anything. They're also talking about a new golf course called the Palms. It was just mentioned by Kenny Azell. The Palms, as far as I can tell, looks like it's going to be south of Shallow Creek, just south of where they're building the cell phone tower over there by Shady Brook. They've done the foundations on that, so it's it's probably a couple of years down the road, to be honest with you. They're still working on the Meadow View, I think it is, or Meadows. So that's at least a year and a half away. So we got some folks up north. BV Bum 683 wanted to know about a freezer in the garage. And it's not something I would worry about. I've been in Florida for 20 years, had a freezer in my garage for the last 20 years. Never had a problem with it. Obviously, it gets warm in the garage. You can get an attic exhaust fan to help take some of that heat out. If you have a south-facing garage, put some insulation you can get some insulation, put in the garage door. That will help. Other than that, you shouldn't have no problem at all. Again, sorry about the confusion, and I don't know what the heck I was thinking. I don't know. All right. Let's see. BB Bum 683 also wanted to know about the PVC pipes for the on-demand hot water heater, protecting them from sun exposure and aging. I don't believe it's going to be a problem. If it is, it's going to be a huge warranty problem throughout the southern part of the villages, because they put these on-demand heaters for hot water in everywhere, and they're all sitting out in the sun. I don't see it as a problem. If we were living up north where it froze deeply, then I would say insulate them, put heat tape on them, but it shouldn't be a problem. Let's see. It's cold and icy in Charlotte. Great VS 2023. Yep, this is Jim Osborne says, congratulations on 100. Yeah, it was almost 0 because I had a senior moment. All right. So I'm catching up on the list that is showing the text overlay. I can scroll backwards farther than you can see on the screen. So I'm just trying to catch up with everybody's questions. Middleton Sodfather says, hi. Middleton Sodfather is going to change his name. He has purchased a lot in LaGrange, and it looks like he's going to be building a house. And he actually sent me a question earlier today, and we'll talk about it in just a few minutes. Let me try and get caught up. Oh my gosh, how's this game looking? Denver's ahead 7-0. All right, it is what it is. So I just got done reworking my office. The desk I had that I used in my studio here was only 20 inches deep. It was too shallow. It caused me to have to sit closer to the screen than I was comfortable. A lot of other issues, a lot of space issues. I shifted over this past week to a 30-inch desk, and of course it wasn't supposed to be here until Monday, and it got here last Friday. So, and then flooring came in. So anyway, it is what it is. Back up here. Let's go back up here to Rich A. YH8ZZ says, hi from Westminster, PA. 8 inches of snow, now freezing rain and sleet. Thank you very much. You can keep it. I don't ever want to know about it. I don't ever want to see snow again. It's too much. BB Bum wants to know about new homes come with a 1-year termite bond. Does it cover does that cover the roof rafters? Yes, it covers all the wood in the structure of the home. For a concrete home, we've heard that there could be an issue that there is treatment that would last years. Recommendations. Lasting years, I don't see it. And the reason I say that is because you're treating the ground to keep the termites from coming in. We get tons of rain here. That dilutes it, whether it's the baits or it's the liquid. Treat it. You need to get it treated every year. You'll know if you have a problem in a concrete home. You'll see the trails coming up the side of the house, on the exterior of the house. If they disappear at the first joint, that means they've gone inside and they're now going up the interior side of the wall, which is not good. So always keep a close eye on those trails coming up. It looks like a little mud tunnel that they built. I had when I was in Haines City, which is an hour or so south of the villages, my exterminator there treated twice a month, I believe it was. Or excuse me, not twice a month, twice a year. Termite coverage is really just insurance, okay? It doesn't cost them $500 for the chemicals to treat it and for the guy's time to do it. They're basically banking that their treatment is good, and if you do end up having a problem, then They come out, they treat again, and then they repair your house. And that's basically the insurance is to repair that house. Um, but yeah, you know, pretty much everybody's the same. They all use basically the same chemicals. Nobody's got the market cornered on some magic treatment to stop termites. I use baits. I've used baits for the last 12 years in both houses, and I have no reason to change. They've always done great work. Victoria says, there's a blizzard up in the tri-state area. Yep, you can keep it, Victoria. Come on back to New Jersey. Come on back from New Jersey. You don't want to be up there anymore. Can you recommend a termite company? Yeah, Bob wanted to know, and again, I would say Bates. That's who I use. They're not as big as Massey and whoever the other one is. There's a couple of big exterminator companies. Really, they're all going to do the same thing. They're all going to treat. It's just a matter of how well they do it. And hello from snowy central Ohio. It's bad well over 1 foot of snow. We're dreaming of palm trees and sunshine. We get a break from it. Yeah, okay. Bob wants to know about the difference between bait and liquid injection. Really, I don't see any difference. There's no real magic to it. It's a pesticide, and how they put it in is almost irrelevant. I would, whichever way you go, it's gonna be just as effective. I don't see anyone as there's no magic in this. You're killing bugs. All right. I'm almost caught up to where we had problems here. All right. In your opinion, if a home is unoccupied this time of year, how long can you go without running water in the drains and flushing before there are issues? So the issue is, obviously, if the traps go dry, it'll allow bugs in the house and possibly rodents. So obviously you don't want that. So personally, I recommend every week flushing the toilets and running water. You probably get away with 2 weeks. Shouldn't be a problem, but I wouldn't go longer than about 2 weeks. You want to keep those traps filled, and it's good to have somebody come in and check the house once a week. It takes 5 minutes to run the water in the shower and the sinks and flush the toilets, and turn it all off, and just make sure there's nothing going on. Check and make sure the refrigerator's still going. So, get somebody who's going to check it weekly. I think you'll be good with that. All right, so now we're back to, is this our no sound or picture, chat only? Okay, again, I apologize, but we're caught up. Oh man, David, Don must be rushing back from Darlin's ice cream. That's unfair. Not untrue in many cases, but it's unfair. No, I like Darlin's Sweet Shop. They have this Zanzibar chocolate that is just awesome. All right, let's see. Anyone see Dawn? Okay, Dawn isn't chatting. Yeah, I'm chatting. I'm just talking to it. Okay, Lakeview sold 105 of 154 lots on launch Tuesday. For those of us shopping, we got one. And it took us 9 tries via the Lot Lotto. So yeah, let's take a look at those. Let me see, we'll bring up the browser. And, all right. Oh, we got to go to the right screen. Yeah, so this is we'll zoom in on Lakeview. And you can see, man, they went crazy. These lots all up here, all along the lake, they went anywhere from $400,000 to $500,000. Okay, $499. They didn't go to 5. They went to $499. I'm sure somebody will say, "Well, that's not right." Yeah, look, at that price point, $1,000, it's not even worth the conversation. But I think there were 6 lots up here that were right at $499. The ones along the golf course, most of those, I remember looking at the price list. They were in the 200 range. Not bad, especially, personally, whoops, doggone these Macintosh mouses. Let me try that with a regular mouse. All right. You know, these ones up here at the north. Come on, there we go. Up at the northern end. Come on. I'm sitting here with 2 mouses and a scratch pad. But these, I think these are some really awesome lots. There's a lot of trees here, and you don't have a big view of the what you call it, the roadway, because once you get past this over here, this kind of blocks your line of sight. All right, let's go back. Hey, I'm back. Hey, look at this, and it's still working. Yes. So yeah, congratulations if you got one. So I'm running a special now through Valentine's Day, only for the Village of Lakeview. This is the same one I did for LaGrange back in November. It's 10% off if you get a basic package, $100 off if you go with the deluxe package. And if your deluxe package is, you know, really big because you got a big house and a pool and all that, it'll be 10% or $100 off, whichever is more. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Talk about snow must have scared Don away. Yeah, snow will scare Don away anymore. Yeah, the last time I saw it, I went to Colorado. This is when my sister had passed away. It was terribly cold, and the fluid in my windshield wipers froze up. It's like, holy mackerel! I had forgotten that there are 2 different types of windshield washer fluid, and the ones for up north have a higher alcohol content. We just have a higher alcohol content in our things down here that we drink instead of in our cars. Sorry, having fun. Why don't they just have an auction for the lots instead of a lotto? That's a good question, Riddler. And, you know, I will tell you that I know several people that live or have lived in the villages that were of substantial importance. I'll leave it at that. That you would have thought they could have said, "Hey, Mark, Tracy, Jennifer, I want this lot here. Can you hook me up?" No, they don't do that. They, from what I have seen of the developer, they don't do anything that can put their process into question, show any kind of favoritism, and the lottery, or it's not really a lottery, it's a random pick. Okay, you punch in. They got a block for 3 different houses. They punch it in, and the computer picks a random one out of there and moves on to the next lot. Is what it is. It's about as fair as you can possibly get. An auction, you know, you're gonna have somebody with deep pockets, you know, and that'll you know, just bid up the lot for, you know, to some ridiculous amount. It's not really fair, I don't think. This makes it fair for everybody. You know, if you've got a $300,000 budget for your lot, and you know, maybe you're not a multimillionaire, you know, but you've got enough saved for your house. Well, you have just as much of a chance, and just an equal of a chance, as somebody who might be a multimillionaire or even a billionaire, if there is any of those in the villages. I don't know about that. I will tell you that there are many, many millionaires in the villages, but that's kind of a what's the term I want to use? It's almost ambiguous anymore. I mean, because a millionaire is somebody with $1 million worth of net worth. If you have a $500,000 house that's paid for, that's half there. If you got $500,000 in your IRA or your 401k, you're a millionaire. It's not the status symbol it used to be. Drum roll, please. Should I cart? Oh, yeah. No, I don't need a wellness check. Um, all right, let's see. Rush Coon says, probably avoid auction for the same reason they went away from first come, first serve. A lot of agents are residents, and people were only picking younger agents to get faster fingers. Um, you know, when I got my first house, it was a courtyard villa. Back then, this is 2014. When villas came on the market, man, they vanished like that. There was 15 that came open in Ventura Villas the first day, and it literally was who was the fastest on the fingers, hitting the enter key to get the bid in. And fortunately, Roy Robertson, who was our agent, his wife worked with him. She was the one on the keyboard. She got us our first house. Couldn't have been happier. But there were other people that just weren't quite as fast. That that put them at an unfair advantage. If you didn't have somebody there, then you had to schedule your day to be at your computer right at 5 o'clock, because they used to do it at 5 o'clock, not at 8 in the morning. And it just, honestly, it wasn't as fair as it is now. Let's see. Since Don is running late, I'll give retired engineers protective on freezer Q. The old one will work, but if temperature garage gets over 100, the electrical bill will take a hit. Yeah, good answer there. Yep, as you just like your air conditioner, when the temperature gets high, it's got to work harder to suck that heat out to make things cold inside the house, and your air conditioner is going to run harder. Your freezer is going to run harder. All right, let's see. Oh my gosh. All right. All right. No sound. Minor glitch. Senior moment. Okay. I'm just trying to get caught up here. My list took a big jump. Boop, 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 boop. Just came in. Okay. All is good. Okay. Good. We're all okay. We're back up to where we were. So we're about 20 minutes behind. We'll go a couple more minutes, then we'll take a quick break, because I have been talking nonstop for 45 minutes. Let's see. No worries. Conversation for about 20 minutes. At least I had an intelligent conversation. Yeah, talking to myself. All right. So Sodfather wants to know, how long is the average build time for a precast home without a pool? Design meeting is in the end of February. So the build time, whether you have a pool or not, is basically the same. There's really no difference. It only takes 2 months to build a pool. It takes 2.5 months generally to build a house. The pool is normally filled with water and going a couple of weeks before the house is done. Really, the house is the long pole in the tent, and that, from the hundreds of homes I've taken pictures of, runs on average about 12 weeks, about 2.5 months. Again, the pool doesn't make any difference. Oh, no sound, minor glitch. Senior. It was a senior moment. Okay. Great seeing you at Sophie Doodles yesterday. Golden's as far as the eye could see. Yes, Todd. I took Sully and Lily over to Sophie Doodles at about 1:30, about 2 o'clock. All of a sudden, there's a dozen golden retrievers there. What can I say? I'm biased, okay? You can call me prejudiced against other dogs, if you will. I love my golden retrievers. We've had 5, and maybe we'll have more. I don't know. Lily's not having any more puppies, but if somebody is in need of a stud service, they want to breed their female. Sully is intact, and he's an eager beaver. So we'll leave it at that. All right. The YouTube wires were frozen. Yeah, that's good. That's another one. Okay. Hi, Craig. Okay. From America's most trusted and influential sage. Okay. I'm not sure who Sage Adams or who Scott Adams is. Maybe I'm thinking Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Maybe. Anyway, Let's see. Let's see. Craig the sailor wants to know, how long do we have to move into our home after we purchase it? We're going to be there the 1st of April, and the purchase date is February 11th. We recently heard you have to be there within 30 days. Now, that's not one I've heard of. I mean, once the house is, I have seen houses empty for months after the build is complete and they've closed. For whatever reason. So I'm not sure, Craig, if there's any time limits. I've never heard of anyone. Nobody's there to check. Okay. We later read that it's only an insurance thing. Okay. Okay. It could be because of your homeowner's insurance. Yes. Let's see. Craig says there are UV protectors you can buy to protect PVC and poly pipe. Yeah, I believe it's CPVC, and I don't think it has a problem with it. As to CPVC question, my experience with it in Florida is surface will chalk from UV exposure, but scheduled thickness is enough not a functional issue. Okay, it's good to know. How do you think the village's housing market will be affected if a new Fed chair lowers rates this summer? I think it'll improve. There'll be more buyers, okay? So if you're reselling, I think it's going to be better if the Fed lowers it. And the reason I say that, about half the people here in the villages don't have mortgages. Hey, first time in my life I don't have a mortgage. Well, not the first time in my life, the first time in almost 30 years since I've owned my first home. But the problem is not the house in the villages. The problem is the house you're trying to sell up north or someplace else. Somebody's going to buy it. Not everybody is in the same financial position, and most people have to get a mortgage. Better mortgage rates mean more access to money for buyers, or access to more money for buyers. What you can afford, it varies with the interest rate, because you got to pay principal and interest, so obviously, it all adds up. But I think if the Fed lowers the interest rate below 5, I think we're going to see a boom in the housing market once again. I'm hoping it does, because I intend to buy another property. Let's see. Okay. All right. Victoria wants to know, did you go to Eastport last night? Biggest crowd yet. Club Control was there. A lot of friends texting me saying probably 1,000 people there. I did not go. Honestly, I didn't know anything about it. I'll admit, and I had this conversation with an individual the other day. They were considering buying down in Lake Denham, and they were wondering about southern access to Eastport. In other words, the 470 bridge and golf cart access. And I said basically it's really about the same distance either way from the midpoint in Lake Denham. And their concern was they wanted to be near Eastport. And that, my personal experience and the experience I've had, or through my friends, is yes, when you first get here, it's a big deal going to the town squares. But after a couple months, a year, maybe 2 years, you go less and less. So I occasionally go, but it's not something that drives me. I've got enough other activities in my agenda to keep me busy. Anyway, but what I did see, it did look like a big crowd. I was talking to some folks at Sophie Doodles this morning when I took Sully and Lily over there, and they were saying it was a huge crowd, lots of volume. Some of them live in Oak Hollow, some of them live over in Edenfield, and they were saying that they could hear the sound. You got to remember, there's still a lot of open area between the the town square of Eastport, if you want to call it a town square. And where a lot of the houses are, as more houses get in, it blocks a lot of the noise. But they did hear it. All right. Thank you for the donation, Sodfather. Appreciate it. I was at Eastport last night. It was packed. That's good to go. How awesome. Oh, okay. Wish I was there. Yep. Lots of people are getting warning letters about irrigation usage this winter without changing their schedule. Why is that? So your I'll get it out. Your irrigation system has a seasonal adjust on it, okay? And that seasonal adjust will change the watering times, so it'll use more. You need more water in the winter. Florida's backwards. Our wet season is the summer. Our dry season is the winter. Our fire season is the spring, okay? Whereas other places, the fire season is the summer and fall. So we go through a lot more water. Everybody's grass is browning up because of the cooler weather, is what it is. Those notices are based on a norm that's been established for each house type. If you go to districtgov.org, there's a section on irrigation. It'll tell you what those norms are. I've gotten them a couple of times. Actually, they're good to know because sometimes you got a broken sprinkler head, you don't even know it. And that's one way that you'll find out about it. All right. That's, water usage goes up in the wintertime here. Do not affect mortgage interest rate. That is influenced by the bond market. And the bond market is influenced by the Fed, and everything goes round and round. All right. Let's go ahead and take a quick break, and I'll be right back once I get some fresh coffee. Thanks for sticking with today's broadcast of Gold Wingnut Live. Pardon me for just a minute while I go grab a fresh cup of coffee and stretch my legs and back. While you're waiting, let me ask you a quick question. Are you building a new home in the Villages and need someone with a trained eye to watch the construction for you and send you regular updates? Then contact me through my website, goldwingnut.com, and arrange for a photo-video package of your new home. I've nearly 20 years experience as a construction project manager, and I've been offering this valuable service to residents for over 6 years. I know the work the various trades are doing, and I know when the work is being done right and when it's not. Fortunately, serious issues are rare, but even the most minor issues are better caught during construction than during closing. I'm not just taking pictures of your home like others do. I'm watching your home being built with a trained eye to ensure everything is done right. So go to goldwingnut.com and arrange for your package today. Now let's get back to the broadcast.
It is colder than a mother-in-law's kiss. It's so cold my plumber pulled his pants up. This kind of cold will freeze the hinges right off the gates of hell. It's so cold the chickens are lining up to get in the oven. It's colder than a room full of ex-wives at a wedding. This kind of cold will freeze the balls off a pool table. It's so cold the thermostat gave me the middle finger. This kind of cold is meaner than a skillet full of rattlesnakes. It's cold enough to freeze the balls off a brass monkey. It's so cold the Statue of Liberty put the torch inside her dress.
So we all know when people move into their homes, especially in Florida, we're limited for storage space. So what we do is we come in and help create storage space by maximizing what is currently available in their kitchens and their closets and other rooms. So a few of the things that we really pride ourselves on is communication with the customer, and our attention to detail is second to none. If you're looking to transform your kitchen, closet, or any other space in your home, give us a call or check out our website to book an appointment.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about the screw up earlier. That southern lady, I'll tell you what, she is funny. I have lived in the South most of my life, Texas and Georgia and Tennessee, of course, Florida. And Southern folks got an interesting sense of humor. All right. Uh, let's see. Where are we at here? Looks like we got some more stuff coming in. All right. Looks like we're good. We're caught up. Wow. So, what was I going to talk to you all about today? Yeah, as I said, I redid my office. I was expecting my desk to get here Monday. It got here last Friday. The old desk was too narrow. So things are looking good. Of course, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 monitors, 7th one ready to go up, and the TV all going in here all at once. I'm a geek. I admit it. I'm a technology geek. My wife loves it though. She doesn't have to call Geek Squad or anybody for tech support because I get to fix things for her most of the time. So, any more questions? So, as I said, I am running a special now between now and Valentine's Day. If you've bought a lot in Lakeview and you want to get one of my packages, I'll give you 10% off your entire package on the basic package, $100 off the deluxe package. That's roughly 15% off. I go in 3 times a week. I take pictures. I go in, or Adam, the guy who works for me, and we take pictures 3 times a week. We do aerial shots 3 times a week. We take on average between 25 and 40 pictures each time we go, looking at all the areas of the house. Sometimes we don't get to go in because they're doing flooring or what have you. So we make adjustments. And of course we don't fly if it's raining or snowing. Well, it better not be snowing. But then you get them all in a file share. And there you go. If you have questions, I can answer your questions about what's going on in the house. If I see something questionable, I'm going to contact you. That way you have somebody looking out for you. Let's see. Victoria said, I don't know why Victoria's doesn't come on. She sent me a donation. Thank you very much. She says, love all the cold commercials. Sounds like me. Thanks for all your hard work putting these lives together. I'll bet Sully and Lily would love the snow here. I'll bet you they're never going to find out. They do like the cold weather, though. I was at the dog park, and it was 31 degrees out earlier or late last week. And they were just going bonkers. And they had a great time. Anyway, so much is going on. What was I going to talk to y'all about? Man. That's what I get for not writing all my notes down this week. I've been, like I said, I've been busy redoing my office. It's chaos when you have this much equipment and junk. Let me see. I have 4 cameras. Where did my 4 camera view go? No. I'm looking for it here. There we go. Oopsie. All right. Sorry about that. I was showing you the other cameras. I forgot. I was just playing with that. That was a test. And I didn't have the audio added to that scene. So let's put that back on. So you don't have to see the mess. Again. Yeah, sorry about that. with the camera. My bad. That's what happens when you play and you test your equipment, and you you play with it at the wrong time, and that's what happened. Sorry about that. Let's go. Hey, there we go. Why does that say? That says, oh, it does say right camera. I had left camera. I don't know. I got them labeled left camera, right camera, round camera, camera 4. Anyway, so much for any kind of sensibility in naming conventions. I've been trying to get a new soundboard working. The one I have works great, but I have a better one. I'm trying to get it working, and we have some knowledge deficiencies, if you will. So I've been studying my manuals, trying to understand what I'm doing, and I'll get it figured out hopefully in a week or two.
It's 16 hours.
But first priority, obviously, after this is to work on 164. Because lots of good stuff coming up there. When will the new stop lights at Walmart be turned on? That's a good question. I don't know the exact answer to that. They're ready to go. Drove by there yesterday. They've taken down the screening fence, so now you can see the store. You can see the gas station. The gas station looks like it's only a week or so away from opening. They were in there stocking the shelves, it looked like, when I drove by. Okay, not when I drove by. When I was stopped at the traffic light, and traffic was backed up, I happened to look over there. And I saw the other evening, as I went by, it looked like they had the lights on inside the store. It looked like they had shelves up, and they'd been stocking them. So, we're probably looking, I heard early to mid-March for opening of Walmart. It would not surprise me to see the gas station open first, only because it's a definite moneymaker. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, but as soon as they're ready, they're going to turn on those lights, and the store's going to open. I'll tell you, as soon as those lights get turned on, people are going to be wanting to turn in and go into the store. That's going to be like the signal for them to go into the store. Does that make sense? Yeah, I guess it makes sense. Traffic light is a signal. I have not heard anything new on the sinkhole in Wellpoint. The last I heard is they thought that it had plugged itself either through collapse of the limestone structure around it, or some of the clay and fill that is used to line the bottom of the pond flowing into it, building up and creating a natural plug. Happens frequently. There are a couple of other retention ponds here in the villages. There's one up on, I want to say it's Churchill, the Churchill Golf Course, that has opened up a few times over the last 10 years. There's one up at Alhambra, the village of Alhambra, that has been problematic for as long as I can remember. It goes dry and drains, and they've spent a lot of money trying to fix it and make it work right. Just Mother Nature's got other plans. And then, pardon me again, where's the other one? Oh yeah, right behind, not Burnside, Moyer Recreation Center, up at the, right behind the starter shack for Okeechobee and Escambia Golf Course. They had a sinkhole open up in there. They got it fixed and everything's holding in there. Let's see. Dave, good question. Is the Villages having difficulty signing up retail tenants at Eastport? Seems like a slow rollout. So I would say no. They are rolling out, if you haven't paid attention, every 2 to 3 weeks, all of a sudden, oh, there's going to be another place here. Oh, there's another place here. They keep the flow of information. It's metered, measured, if you will, whatever you want to, the term you want to use, to keep interest building. Now we got Yamas is open, the hotel is open, Sundays is open. Of course, Prime and Ember is open. If you haven't been there, fabulous food. And you got to get the salmon cheesecake. Don't let the name deceive you. It's not New York style cheesecake. It is a cheese with salmon. It's awesome, absolutely awesome. They serve it with crackers or bread, whichever it was, whatever it was. It was just roll your eyes back in the back of your head. But I don't think that they have any problem at all filling it with tenants. Looking at the buildings, there's a couple of corner units that have the windows covered. Now, why is that? I got a funny feeling those are already listed too. For a retail establishment, being 100% built out like that, like in a town square, something like that, is not necessarily good, because your merchants see that as no room for growth. Each new store that comes in brings in new customers. Rising tide lifts all boats. Well, it's kind of the same theory. More customers in the area is good for everybody. So 100% sold out, not necessarily good. So it's always nice to have one or two empty spots for that next big retailer who wants to come in. If you look, Middleton has been the same way. Constant announcements. Every couple of weeks they announce another one. And it's just good marketing. It keeps the interest peaked. And, so things are supposed to start. I'm trying to remember who was next. Somebody's supposed to be opening in March, if I recall, and I don't remember who it is. Is the coffee shop? I don't remember. I don't remember. I had a conversation with somebody, and I don't remember what they said, but somebody's supposed to be opening up in March. Let's see. Eb says, wonder if the road behind Walmart will ease the northbound traffic at 44 Morse intersection. I don't see how. Honestly, the traffic is building everywhere in the state. We've had we continuously have, what do they say, 1,000 new people a day move to Florida. That influx adds significant to the traffic, and roads are unbelievably expensive, folks. You cannot imagine how much it costs to do a new road. It's unbelievable, and to widen something, it's even more. Just because you got to acquire property from landowners, and on and on. Looking at Sumter County, I've seen the backlog on road work, and just it's close to $300 million. Okay, our budget this past year was $120 million from property tax, ad valorem tax. Not even close. And we only have a couple of $1 million a year that we can use on road repairs. There's an issue of the 5th and 6th cent for fuel tax that's going to be on the agenda. It's scheduled to be renewed. It's been around for the last, I think they said 2008 it's been around, so it's been around for almost 20 years, and they changed the laws, so now it's got to be revoted on every few years. I certainly hope people understand where that money's going and where it's coming from. It's going to help maintain our roads, and most of it is coming from transients through Sumter County. So the toll plaza, gas stations, we've got 5 exits with tons of gas stations on I-75. All those that fuel tax, every gallon they sell, we get an extra 2 or 3, I think, no, we get an extra total of 8 cents in taxes that come back to the county on that. So, you know, the folks in the villages, our fuel usage is a lot less than what you call it, than what it would be the average if we were to look at it because of all the transient. So that's a good thing. You know, plus golf carts, you know, and then we have the issue of electric cars and electric golf carts. They're not paying any fuel tax, and I think we're going to see some changes come out of the state legislature on that in the coming year or so. All right, what do we got here? Let's see. So Diane wants to know any information to share on the budget meeting. Yeah, it was a little over 3 hours long. Didn't have a huge audience, but we talked about many things. The big thing that was talked about at this last one was the staffing cost. Okay, the cost for manpower, both for sheriff's department, for fire department, and for the general county staff. And there's several hundred people that work there. We had just done a wage study, and the commissioners agreed to continue moving forward with implementing the recommendations of the wage study into the upcoming budget. That's going to be an increase, ballpark $5 million in cost, because we have quite a few employees that are getting below, what's the word I want to use, the market rate for the job that they're doing. You know, plus we also have increases due to minimum wage increasing. So we've got to make some adjustments to make sure we don't lose a lot of good people. So that's going to happen. That's going to affect a couple hundred people. But you know, of course, we got cost of living increase, and yeah, I mean, honestly, we can have all the facilities we want, have all the pretty buildings we want, but if we don't have good people to staff them, and we don't take care of those good people, we don't have anything. We just have an empty shell. All right. Sam Propane says, is the county getting any fuel tax on electric cars? No, they're not. And again, that's something that, is being looked at by the state legislature, as I understand it, this session and possibly next session also, because it is recognizing that, you know, these electric vehicles, they're heavy, and they put a lot of wear and tear on the roads, and they don't contribute to it. So something has got to be done to make that equitable for everyone. Sam, oh yeah, the electric cars weighs another 1,000 pounds plus, riding for free, no tax. Yep, I agree. You know, what else happened at the budget meeting? Man, lots of things. Okay. VS FY 2023 says, Don, one potential significant tax break could be collapsing the Wildwood Police into the Sumter County Sheriff. This would allow significant savings for admin and cost while maintaining the police officer. So that is one of the few consolidated services, or few services that is not consolidated in Sumter County. Sumter County has the highest level of consolidation of services of any county in the state. Okay, there's not a lot of duplicated services, other than the biggest one would be the Sheriff's Department and Wildwood PD. There's some duplication there, and yes, I would agree there would be some savings to be had by everyone if we were to consolidate that. Um, that's a that one becomes politics, because having your own police department is a pretty big identity thing. There is no other city police department in Sumter County. Um, Center Hill doesn't have a police department. Bushnell, Webster, Coleman, none of them have police departments. They all use Sumter County sheriffs. They pay part of their budget for additional services over what is standard for the county. Yeah, definitely that would be a good place to have some savings. But you're going to have to convince the city of Wildwood that that makes sense. Everything else, though, pretty much in planning and permitting, most everything is all consolidated. The city does not duplicate the service. Most of the cities do not duplicate the services that the county already provides. It works to everybody's best interest. It saves the taxpayers a tremendous amount of money. Some of the other counties are not this way. There's a lot of strife between the county and the municipalities. We don't have that in Sumter County. The cities all have a good working relationship with each other and the county, which is always, that's good for everybody involved. All right, where are we at here? Hey, look at this. We're coming up on an hour, even though it's a quarter after. It took me 20 minutes to realize I was talking to myself. But lots of good things happening here. And I haven't even been paying attention to the sound. It looks like it's been coming through. I finally get the soundboard set, so I just plug everything in, turn the volumes up, and everything is good to go. This is my little microphone right here. It's a wireless microphone. It's actually made by the same people who make all my drones. So there's been some questions about the whole what's happening with the drones that I've had to deal with because of the FCC's recent actions. They're not approving any new drones or related systems from outside the United States. The FCC isn't, but anything that's already been approved is still marketable. So my the new one I just got back in November, which is a Mavic 4 Pro, it still can be bought. I got another one coming, supposed to be here in about 2 weeks. It's an FPV drone, first-person view drone. I'll be wearing goggles to fly, which will be interesting because I have some goggles that I used on my other drones, and I stopped using them because I ran out of barf bags. So it'll be interesting to see how this one works. But the Drone Flyers Club has got a couple of folks that have really taken to the first-person view flying, FPV flying. One of the club officers is really into it. It's a younger guy. Super knowledgeable, Alan. I can't say enough good about him. He's been a good infusion of blood to the club. I stepped down a little over a year ago as president of the club. I just had too much on my plate. So, all right. So, all right. Everybody that's out of state, tell me what the temperature is right now and how many inches of snow you have. I want to watch this thing light up because I'm sure that it's not fun. All right. Oh, come on, let's see it. Nobody's chimed in yet. Come on. I know. Here we go. 36 and rainy in northwest Atlanta. Okay. You can keep Atlanta. The traffic there is terrible. 30 degrees in Spokane Valley. Oh, Minneapolis. Eddie, I hope all is well for you in Minneapolis. The strife that's going on there is unbelievable. We got 20 degrees and 3 inches of snow, 1.5 inches of ice in Nashville. Oh, 6 degrees and almost 10 inches in Jersey with Victoria. Charlotte is, what is Charlotte? 25 degrees, sleet on the ground, freezing rain expected. Still snowing in New Jersey, 10 inches with several hours left. 21 degrees in Gloucester, Massachusetts. 23 in Fort Worth. Oh my gosh. Indy area 12 and 12, 12 inches and 12 degrees. Kyle from Ohio has 12, it looks like 12 degrees and 9 inches of snow in Cleveland. 14 inches in Allentown, PA. 17 inches and about 17 degrees and 3 to 5 inches of snow in Ann Arbor, Michigan. 17 degrees. No. Southwest Virginia is 31. Where in Southwest Virginia? Debbie's family is from Wytheville. So probably someplace in the Roanoke area, I'm guessing. But anyway, 18 and still snowing, 9 inches right now. Some freezing rain later. Oh my gosh. Central Ohio, over a foot. Yes, it's crazy here. I worked downtown Minneapolis for about 16 months before I joined you in the villages. Well, stay safe, please. Stay away from the crazies. 19 degrees and 9 inches in Queens. Oh my gosh. I mean, what is there, like 35,000 flights canceled? Oh my gosh. 10 inches in Lloydminster, Alberta, Canada. Okay, he says minus 28 degrees centigrade. And I said, I mispronounced it. It's mindless 28 degrees, okay? Because you got to be mindless to be in that kind of weather. Oh my gosh, no thank you. Central Ohio, 16 feels like 3. Send help from Victoria. 28 and 1 foot of snow on Long Island. Oh my gosh, 0 snow, 84 degrees in the village. Deb. Oh, there you go. 84 degrees. What does my watch say? My watch says 83 degrees. Oh my goodness. You know what that means? That means our air conditioning is running right now. You can keep the snow. Floyd, VA, not far from Wytheville, about an hour east of. Okay, all right. An hour east of Wytheville through those mountains isn't really that far, because having ridden those mountains many times on a motorcycle, those roads twist and turn. They'll break a snake's back. Yeah. All right. Holy mackerel. Folks, it's time to move to Florida. It's time to move to the villages, not sitting up in this cold weather. Oh my gosh. Let the grandkids come down and visit you. They got all the money, right? We're on fixed incomes down here. So, all right. Okay, folks. So we're at about 20 after. We've been at this about an hour. Anybody got any more questions? We're closing on Finney House in March. Congratulations, Mark. Yeah, I remember you said something about that last week, that you got a house in Finney. That's awesome. I was actually over in Hammock at Finney this week. I shot some video footage, met a couple of nice folks. We talked for a while. They're doing a lot of work on US 301. That'll be in 164. They're working on the roadbed for the rerouting of 301, which will bypass Coleman. I am concerned about the city of Coleman. It's a very small city, and not a huge population base or financial base. They have one gas station, I think, in there, and it's at the traffic light where you hang a left if you're heading south onto 301. With all that traffic bypassing the city of Coleman, I fear that gas station is going to go out of business, and as well as the rest of the businesses. I mean, you take away the drive-by traffic, you lose a lot. I was stupid for ever leaving. Okay, my printer just kicked on for whatever reason. Oh, I know why it kicked on. Because this week they just announced, well, my friend Keith Perlman, who works over the Daily Sun, he does a piece every Friday, and he beat me to it. I shot the video footage for it already. Let me bring it up. I'll show you where it's talking about. It's the rock and roll web browser. There we go. Let me bring it up on a different map. No. I'll get it here right. Okay. So there is a new rec center called the Rock and Roll Rec Center, the Rock and Roll Villages Rec Center, and where it's located. So here's Edenfield, here's Eastport. The dark areas here are the Meadows Championship Golf Course, Meadowview, I think it is. The darker areas are and then you got the water, and right here, this kind of dark green area, this is where the Rock and Roll Village Rec Center is going to be. That should be interesting to see how that how that's going to be themed. Obviously, we know this is McNeil. You can see it cut through. Obviously, you don't have it drawn in. And this is Corbin Trail. Corbin Trail comes out here, and you can see it goes by the Farragut ball fields, and then it turns north through Oak Hollow and continues north up into Well Point, and then Monarch Grove, and then Linden, and then all the way up here to Marsh Bend Trail, and then does a little bit cut over into the village of McClure. So, new rec centers going there. Mustang Rec Center, they've put all the trusses up. The Mustang Rec Center down here, and it is really hard to tell because there is no detail. You know what? Let's go to Bill Vane's map. Bill does a great job producing these maps. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So this is the southern area, and so this is Water's Edge. This is Shady Brook. This over here is Moultrie Creek. Over here is Middleton. But this over here, right in here, this is where Beautyberry and Honeysuckle are. And down here, this is this yellow line coming down. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more to make it easier for you all to see. There we go. The yellow line coming down here, this is Bush Boulevard. This black line is Central Parkway. Right here is the Mustang Recreation Center. And there's a postal station here, and there's a postal station here, and there's a postal station here. So you've got Farmstead up the north, Merritt Field in the middle, Long Prairie in the southern end between McNeil and Bexley Trail. But yeah, this rec center here is coming along really well. The property appraiser has all these lots here, and most of these lots here already showing on their maps. So they won't be too much longer till they start selling those. And if we remember, they listed all the lots in Lakeview. All the lots are listed. So as far as I can tell, there's no more lots in the Eastport area. So the next place to release lots is going to be down in Long Prairie. Let's see. Hammock at Finney in February. Okay, hang on just a second. 12 inches of sunshine in Shady Brook. Hey, that's good. All right, where do we get here? Design meeting 4/9, which dates to your recommended for start date and closing date estimated on your services application. So 4/9, so you're talking completing your design week in mid-April. Figure mid-April, so mid-May, probably 1st of June they'll start building. Close 2.5 months later, so mid-August you'll close. Using your printer, hope you don't mind. Good stuff. Thanks. Okay. Lakeview is in Southern Oaks. Just notice that Lakeview lot is in Southern Oaks. So Southern Oaks, interesting, the term Southern Oaks comes up. Let's go back to the map. Southern Oaks was actually a development right here where Hawkins, Bradford, St. Catherine, Case and Hammock, and Citrus Grove were. That was established, oh my gosh, 20 years ago. And the villages picked it up. The Southern Oaks area is now what's referred to, basically, it's almost everything south of 44. So don't get hung up on Southern Oaks. It's a term that's probably going to go away eventually. You know, so they're calling, even though up here north of the Turnpike is where Southern Oaks is, they continue to grow, and they just lumped it all in. And so even this area down here is called Southern Oaks. All right. Elvis will be in the building at the Rock and Roll Wreck. You know, they could play Elvis all day long, and I will enjoy every minute of it. So it is going to be a village recreation center, but not to worry. Let's go back to the map. Holy mackerel, we're getting some mileage out of Bill's map. He does a great job. This down here, okay, so this is McNeil, all right, and McNeil comes down to Marsh Bend Trail, and on the southeast corner of Marsh Bend Trail and McNeil is another regional recreation center going in right here. So this is the regional recreation center, and half a mile away is Mustang, which is right here. So regional rec center is like Everglades, Ezell, Eisenhower. Oh, I got all the E's out of the way. And of course, Olympia. Olympia is just kind of special. It's really special. Don't know what this village is here to the right of McNeil. You know, up here, so years ago I lumped these all together, and it appears that there was somebody new that came on that did the naming. And if you look, so down here you got Moultrie Creek, Shady Brook, Water's Edge, and Lakeview. I call those the southern waters of the villages. They're all water related. And then we've got the highlands, Green Grove Hill, Sandy Hill, Hopkins Pass, Bradshaw Hill. All kind of, you know, hills and highlands kind of names. And then we have the lowlands, Farmstead, Merritt Field, Long Prairie. So there's some commonalities in the names. It'll be interesting to see what comes after that, because there is still a tremendous amount coming. Let me zoom back out on this map just to give you an idea. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, Bill doesn't even take it down all the way anymore. I'll have to, let me see. Oh, there's something new too. This is Buffalo Springs. What is Buffalo Springs? Buffalo Springs is right here. If you were to look on Bill's map, Buffalo Springs is actually right over here. Okay, here's 471. So it's in this area here. It's where the old 5M Ranch was. 5M Ranch used to be owned by Steve Munns, who is the owner of Galaxy Home Solutions. I think they're the largest electrical contractor in the county. He's a friend of mine, great guy, generous to a fault. Just get some really good businessmen. He's a great businessman. And that is, it's like 25 lots. And if we go back to look at them, you can see there's some, the 25 lots. There's some smaller lots, and there's some really huge lots in here. It'll be interesting to see what becomes of these, but this is all being done by the villages. All right. Oh, here, I'll show you the print for this. Here's McNeil, here's Corbin Trail. We've got some tennis courts, some pickleball courts, some parking lot, shuffleboard, bocce, family pool. We got a big walking trail up here. So this is where the recreation center is going to be, the Rock and Roll Recreation Center. Let me see if they got if you zoom out a little bit more, it kind of gets lost, but it's down here. I've got some good drawings I'm going to be updating. Hopefully I'll have them incorporated into 164 to cover the area that really is not covered very well by any maps, which is where the Meadowview Golf Course is going to be. All right, wow. What else did I have in here? I was playing around looking at a lot of stuff. We looked at the property appraiser, that one there, so much happening. Yeah, we're back at the villages map. Let me zoom out. You know, so this is the area, the dark green area here is the southern area. Here's Bexley Trail. So right here is pretty much the southernmost point at this point. If you are playing Shallow Creek, you'll come up on this traffic circle. I'm trying to remember, it's the second, I think it's the second hole or something like that. I don't remember. I've only played Shallow Creek twice now. But they have all this to go down here. They just submitted for a final determination on some property down here. I don't think this is drawn to scale. This right here is part of the old Renaissance Trail property. And if you were to draw a triangle right here, this triangular piece right here, that's the old Secret Promise property. And the village of Center Hill, or the city of Center Hill, is right down in here. Lots of stuff out there. Lots of land. They're clearing land down here already. The Duke Energy staging area is right about here. The Bexley Trail, Bexley Trail and McNeil will curve down into here and all the way down into here. So lots and lots coming, probably another 20 years of building. But hey, good for them. And, they're still acquiring more land. This over here is the Rick Scott Industrial Park. If you're wondering where those precast walls come from, right in here, DZ Precast has a factory here, one of two in the world. And then this is Hammock at Finney, and 301 comes down through here and wraps over someplace in here. I don't remember exactly where. Oh, no, it only comes down this far. So lots of work going on. All right, folks. I don't see anything else coming in. Let's go back to this. So I think that wraps it up for the day. I'll leave you with the same words as always, that, life is short, power is fleeting, physical beauty only lasts a very short time. All of us who live long enough will also become weak and very vulnerable at some point. So let's be humble, help the sick, help the weak, the vulnerable. One day we too will exit the stage, so let us do it with humility, dignity, honor, and the knowledge that through our actions we have left this world in a much better place. I'm Don Wiley. Have a great day. We'll see you next week. Take care, folks. And if you're up north, stay warm and consider moving to villages in Florida.
So we all know when people move into their homes, especially in Florida, we're limited for storage space. So what we do is we come in and help create storage space by maximizing what is currently available in their kitchens and their closets and other rooms. So a few of the things that we really pride ourselves on is communication with the customer, and our attention to detail is second to none. If you're looking to transform your kitchen, closet, or any other space in your home, give us a call or check out our website to book an appointment.
Thanks for watching today's broadcast of Gold Wingnut Live. These weekly broadcasts and the construction update videos are two of the ways I bring information to you about the construction happening here in the villages. At Gold Wingnut Productions, I also provide a photo-video service for new homes under construction. If you're building a new home in the villages and you need someone to watch the construction for you and send you regular updates, then contact me through my website, goldwingnut.com, and arrange for a photo-video package of your new home. I've nearly 20 years in the construction industry as a project manager, and in the last 6 years, Gold Wingnut Productions has provided this valuable service to over 300 homeowners. I know the work the various trades are doing, and I know when the work is being done right and when it's not. I'm not just taking pictures like some do. I'm watching your new home build with a trained eye to help ensure everything is done right. So go to goldwingnut.com and arrange for your package today, and I'll see you next week right here at Gold Wingnut Live.
Dogs love sleeping in their owner's bed for 3 powerful reasons, and the last one says everything about your relationship. First, to your dog, you're not just a human. You're their safe place, their family, their whole world. Sleeping close to you gives them a deep sense of security. It's their way of saying, I love you, and I trust you completely. Second, dogs adore warmth. Your bed already cozy and warmed by their favorite person. To them, you're like a living blanket, comforting, soothing, and impossible to resist. And the third reason goes even further. Dogs have a natural instinct to protect their group. Even while sleeping, they stay slightly alert. By sleeping beside you, they feel like they're watching over you just as you watch over them. A dog will never sleep somewhere they don't feel safe. So if he chooses your bed or even uses your arm as a pillow, that's not random.
I got a question about this maintenance request you put in. You said you wanted it fixed and running. But do you want it fixed? Or do you want it running? Which one do you want? You don't get both, so choose one.
What do you mean pick one? No, I want it fixed, running, and safe. The employees, okay? So just figure it out.
Whoa, you can't throw safe in the mix too, okay? That's like the mechanic and maintenance holy trinity. Running, fixed, and safe. You can't get all three, and I'm gonna tell you right now, safe is not on the table right here. So, do you want it fixed or do you want it running? Alright, we can either fix it and it's going to be down for 6 months and it's going to cost about $400,000, or I can get it running in about 30 minutes for $12. What are you feeling? Because you got to pick one.
No, okay, I want it safe, fixed, and running. Okay, let me see these numbers you're talking about. 400,000. 412,000. You ravaged down. Safety is an important aspect of my life, but you said you can have it run in 30 minutes?
Yeah, I can probably have it fixed in 20 minutes, honestly, if I can just find the right size zip ties. I mean, that's really the only thing that's going to hold me back.
Okay, so it's either $400,000 or zip ties. Okay, it's great to know. That's great to know that our multi-million dollars worth of equipment here is being held together with zip ties. But we're going to circle back to this conversation. I just need to know, when you say safe isn't on the table and it's going to be unsafe, on a scale of 1 to 10, how unsafe would you say unsafe is when you say it? Is it going to be safe or not?
How unsafe is it going to be? Well, you know where it is out there on the floor, right?
Yeah, I know where it is out there on the floor. Why?
Well, because I'm going to gauge its safety by how fast you should probably walk past it. And I'm going to say you should probably walk past it very quickly. Okay, because the less time you spend near it, the higher your chances of survival are. I'm just going to leave it at that. So have you chosen? Do you want it running, fixed? And regardless, it's not going to be